Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit. Let's have a look at the latest Tavern Brawl, shall we? So the theme this week is that your hero power will be replaced by a random rotation of boss powers from the Hearthstone single-player adventures. There's a wide variety of them, and each time you use one, you will get another, which interestingly enough can be then used immediately because it didn't count as using your hero power this turn, because your hero power is now different. This even happens when you get the same hero power twice, so it becomes a little bit ridiculous. There's a couple of cards that of course work very, very well in this scenario, and there are a few that actually don't work well at all that you might initially expect would. So, first things first, do not, under any circumstances, put in things like Garrison Commander. Why should you not put in Garrison Commander? Because you can already use your hero power as many times as you like. Yeah, it doesn't tell you that when you initially go in, so don't include this card, it is useless. That is the same principle as Kuldara Drake as well. Obviously you can't see that because I'm playing a priest right now, but you don't want to be using Kuldara Drake, and Justicar Trueheart does not work at all. So just bear all of those things in mind. Outside of that, well, you probably want as many Inspire cards as possible, because the vast majority of the hero powers are really, really good value. So, needless to say, you want as many cards as possible that can benefit from using your hero power. So, we've got things like the Bone Guard Lieutenant, which is not actually... Oh, I've removed one. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Let's put that one back in. Yes, Bone Guard Lieutenant is always a good option, as you can see right there. And then you've got things like the Silverhand Regent. Summon some 1/1s. Maiden of the Lake is probably the key card, actually, in this particular Tavern Brawl. It's so very good. If you got one of these out, you can throw down huge amounts of hero powers, and they can be absolutely devastating. Spawn of Shadows I'm including here because if you want an endgame condition, then you can use that for it if you have higher health than the opponent. Tournament Medic, always nice for keeping your health topped up, especially since you will not be able to heal as a priest without actual spell cards. The Cavaldia Raider becomes ridiculously powerful very fast. Muckless Champion is probably the other MVP of the Brawl. This guy is insane. The ability to use him and buff up an entire board of minions multiple times, particularly when plenty of the hero powers actually spawn minions, is insane. Basically, if this thing gets on the board, especially if you already have a Maiden of the Lake, then you probably won unless the opponent gets a lucky combo of stuff to get rid of it. It's insane. It's ridiculous. Nexus Champion Sarad is an obvious addition. The Recruiter may be a little bit less popular. Pretty cool if you need cheap minions to play from your hand and you have exhausted everything. I'm not 100% convinced by the usefulness of it. I don't think it's really that great, but I have it in there. And then the Kodo Rider, which is obviously awesome, and Confessor Pelitras. If you didn't think she was ridiculous enough already, she's now insane. Absolutely ridiculous. In fact, the only thing that holds back Pelitras is the fact that quite a lot of the hero powers spawn a bunch of random minions, so it's actually quite easy to fill up your board, which minimizes the amount of insane legendaries that Confessor Pelitras can actually summon. Once you've got in your Inspire cards, you probably want to toss in a few support cards. Power with Glory, always nice for keeping your health topped up. This is especially true, of course, when you're using the Spawn of Shadows. Mind Games, Thought Steals, all that sort of thing to use your opponent's stuff. I think you could probably cut out something and just throw a Mind Vision in there instead. It's probably a way to go. But if we look at the other Inspire cards, there aren't necessarily all that many great ones that work all that well. I mean, things like Argent Watchman isn't very good anyway. Colosseum Manager is obviously maybe the worst card you could possibly imagine in this duel. Dragonhawk Rider is okay, but not brilliant. Lowly Squire, again, not incredible, because the chances are you're not going to be able to buff him up to really be super useful to begin with. He will die too fast, and then, of course, we have the rest of the Inspire stuff. Now, in terms of the class-specific Inspire stuff, that's where things get a little bit interesting, because you might want to theme and build your deck around that. I like the Priest because Spawn of Shadows is really good, and Confessor Pelitras is obviously incredible. But if we go back to the My Collection, there's a couple of others which I really like, which are class-specific. So if we head over to Druid, Savage Combatant is great. You know, you can give your hero multiple attack boosts, which gives you a huge amount of flexibility. This is a great card in this duel. Not so convinced by Brave Archer. The main reason for that is that emptying your hand is very difficult. If you're using a lot of hero powers, you're not playing a lot of cards, and a lot of the hero powers that you have available to you can actually be better than the cards in your hand. So emptying your hand is not necessarily good value. So I'm not convinced by the Brave Archer here. Dalaran Aspirant, yeah, could be great, but that obviously it involves holding onto a lot of spells as well. I mean, you could put in things like Ronin, and you can also throw in a couple of other spells and rely on the Nefarian hero power, which is gain a random spell from your opponent's class in order to help this out, but it has situational usefulness. The Murloc Knight, I think, is incredibly powerful in this particular duel for obvious reasons. It's good already, being able to repeatedly use your hero power pretty much every turn with great benefits. Yeah, the Murloc Knight is nuts. I mean, I think what we might do at the end of this video is maybe play a pure Murloc deck and just see how that does in this duel. I think it would do incredibly well. Spawn of Shadows we already talked about. Thunderbluff Valiant could be good, but of course it would involve theming your deck around totems a little bit more than you otherwise might want to. You know, because really there aren't all that many other Inspire cards that work all that well with Shaman. The Void Crusher is awful. Just awful. You don't want that. That's a great way to clear your own board. The Orgrimmar Aspirant, I can see that maybe working. Being able to buff up your weapon to ludicrous levels, especially with the tougher weapons, that might be really cool. That's possibly worthy of an upgrade-centric deck. The problem, I suppose, with theming your decks around any of these cards is that it seems like the best way to play this brawl is just to dump as many Inspire minions in your deck as possible. So, relying on specific things like, oh, I pulled my Orgrimmar Aspirant and then buffed my weapon several times, that sounds great in theory, but the chances are your opponents just played a bunch of Inspire minions and killed you with Muckless Champion, so that's really about it. So I think there's a couple that are pretty good. Like I say, I really like Savage Combatant, and I also like Murloc Knight a lot, but I think Priestess may be the most effective when it comes to just playing the brawl straight up with Inspire stuff and a few buffs. So let's go with it. We'll maybe do a little bit of Murloc nonsense towards the end, because I have a feeling that Murlocs plus Muckless Champion, and particularly with, I think, Desolate or Desolation, which is one of the hero powers that you have available to you, would be very, very effective. So we might have a look at that. But let's just go with this deck for the time being, see what kind of nonsense we can come up with. It often just involves seeing who gets the luckiest combos and who is able to get Muckless Champion out and buff their board to high heaven. Alright, do I want to hold on to Palatras? I'm just going to hold on to Palatras because I really want to play Palatras, and then I'll just toss the rest and see what I can get. I would rather be able to use this than not. Interestingly enough, it's actually not necessarily bad to not have 1 and 2 drops, especially if you have the coin, because as you can see, some of these hero powers are good off the get-go. You know, 2 mana for 2/2/1 Bone Constructs. I mean, this is one of those weird situations where you actually coin hero power, because you get 2/2/1s off that. That's decent. And that also rotates your hero power to another one. And so this is random. So whatever he plays now blows up. Now, the thing is that he's got a good counter to that, Jeering Crowd. Jeering Crowd, of course, lets you summon a 1/1 with Taunt, so me using 2 mana to kill a 1/1 is pretty bad. This is a nice little situation for him. I'd like to pop this before anything crazy comes out, though. See what he's got. Okay, so we're not 100% sure what that is. That could be a duplicate. Well, it couldn't be a duplicate. It could be a mirror entity. Let's play something... No, it's not a mirror entity either. If it's counterspell, then that's probably pretty good. Could, of course, be an ice block. Who knows? I guess we'll find out. There's the Unstable Portal coming out. Could be absolutely anything. He's still locked on that Jeering Crowd there. This is interesting because... since the hero powers rotate, you've got to be a little bit more careful with what you play. What you'd usually play on curve, you might not, because maybe the opponent has something like that. Okay, so in this situation, what am I thinking about? Well, if that's counterspell, I'd want to burn it on something like Power Word Glory, so we're going to do that. There we go. Cool. Burned it on... it's actually a Spellbender. Oh, that's actually good for me. That really backfired. So Power Word Glory is actually going to restore health to me. So this is kind of great. I could just kill him outright, because he's probably going to just knock over the 2/1. I think it's probably best just to kill him. And I'm on full health anyway. Alternatively, I could just crush him. I mean, that would work too. Yeah, I don't have any other play, so might as well just get rid of it. Whatever. It's like, yes, it's going to heal me, but I'm on full health, and he's just going to trade it for my 2/1, so let's not do that. Okay, we get the buff on that, and we now have Pile On. Put a minion from each deck onto the battlefield. So this is a little bit of a double-edged sword. Bear in mind, next turn I'm going to be able to hero power twice. He plays his Jeering Crowd. Jeering Crowd's probably one of the weaker ones. This, on the other hand, is nasty. Decimate. So that changes the health of enemy minions to 1. Now, there is a combo that you can get very lucky to pull off. If you get Decimate and it immediately goes over to... there's this kind of slime one that does 1 damage to all the opponent's creatures, you can clear the entire board and give yourself a bunch of 2/2 slime. It's crazy. Absolutely nuts. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Well... we can actually buff this Bone Guard Lieutenant right back up, so that's not too bad. Do I have a good play here? If I play the Minion of Shadows, the Spawn of Shadows, then that's not bad. I think I might go for the Pile On, though. First things first, we're going to get rid of Actually, it's not optimal to get rid of that. Let's play Pylon first. And we get a Recruiter. And he gets a Sludge Belcher. Hello. Okay. And this is a good situation. I was talking about this. The Poison Cloud right here. So this does 1 damage, and it summons Slime on my side for whatever I kill. So that gets rid of one of those taunts, which is just beautiful. Although it doesn't answer the problem of the Sludge Belcher. We could throw 2 minions into it. Don't want to do that. I mean, I guess one of those is a bit of a freebie, so it's not the worst thing to ever happen. His current ability is summon 3 whelps, so we'll go with that. He's going to get a little bit of a heal off that, which is somewhat annoying. But if I've got the Recruiter out, that's good. I can start throwing down 1/1 Squires. This is amazing if I happen to get a Muckless Champion. So there's a bit of synergy to be found there. Otherwise, it'll probably be a case of play the Cavaldia Raider. I don't rate Open the Gates to be that great. 3 1/1 whelps is not necessarily brilliant. So I might... That's the weird thing. It's like, do I want to get rid of it now? He's probably just going to get rid of that anyway. Do I want to burn through that now and try and get another good hero power? Or do I want to just hold on to it and just play some strong minions? Okay, well, he's decided so far to go out for Open the Gates. And now he's got Jeering Crowd, which is going to slow down the amount of damage I can do to him. It's good for him in this situation. And he can't play his bone minions. Of course, it really, more often than not, comes down to who gets a Maiden of the Lake first. But, oh, hello. Yeah, like that. Alright, so... this is kind of good for me. I think... I don't know, it looked like he had a spell, but... I have another Maiden of the Lake, so we're gonna pop out those 1/1 whelps. And now I get the 1-mana Web Wrap, which is pretty great. So we're gonna batter our way through here, nice and easy. We also have some more Squire tokens to play, which will be good if I can buff them up. So we have a better board than him. Obviously he's getting healed, which is a little annoying. Ah, it healed itself. Wonderful. What a selfish healing well that is. Yeah, this is pretty good. Let's see what he comes up with. He's, yep, saving some of his removal, I think, to try and lock down and kill the Maiden of the Lake is a very smart thing to do, but I don't think he can kill it right now. He's going to freeze it, but that doesn't matter. This is where things start to get a little bit ridiculous. So, I can use 6 hero powers next turn, which is basically better value than everything else I've got here. What could happen is that I get a hero power that can't activate, but in this situation, it's just a case of spam hero powers. Like, why wouldn't you? I mean, you get a Desolate right here, which is great for getting rid of this Light Well. We've got a Me Smash, which gets rid of this, so that's awesome. We still have 3 mana left. Let's see what we get. That's a 1/1 Taunt. Yeah, sure, I'll take that. The only problem you tend to have in this situation is you overburden your hand. I might have to toss something down. Yeah, well, this is actually convenient, because Decimate's going to be great for next turn, but I can't use it right now, so I get to play a Squire, which empties my hand. So, that's great. That's why Maiden of the Lake is so silly. It's entirely possible that you can win the game off the back of Maiden of the Lake in this duel. It's so very good. Like, if you see it on the board, you need to get rid of it immediately, if you can. Has some more bone minions. He's going to get a random spell. He'll probably play that. I mean, it's hard to resist the temptation of wild magic. And that's great for him, actually. That's really good for him. Ouch. That was a lot of my stuff going down. Okay. Well, we're probably just going to do the same thing, actually, here. We're going to hit him with Decimate. I'm thinking, like, what can I do with Spawn of Shadows? Well, I can do 12 damage with Spawn of Shadows. If I can keep this alive and play this with more mana, I can maybe kill him entirely. But Decimate and hoping for the Poison Cloud is probably the best thing to go for here. How many cards have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we need to get Squire down just so that I don't burn my hand here. Let's get a spell. Oh, we get a Frost Nova, and there's the Poison Cloud. That's really unlucky for him. The chances of that happening, pretty slim. But hey, just absolutely devastating. Now, Pile-On is not going to help me here at all, so I've actually locked my board up. And this is a risk with a lot of the hero powers in this brawl. You can end up filling your board with Tosh, and that's not all that helpful. But what I think I'll go for if he can't get rid of the Maiden of the Lake is to try and get rid of one of these creatures here and just play the Spawn of Shadows and nuke him to death. He's going for the Pile-On. I mean, that's great for him because, of course, Pile-On doesn't benefit me here. That is Harvest. That draws you a card and gains you a Mana Crystal. You can get that multiple times in a row and it becomes insane, but I think I've probably got lethal now. If he doesn't kill my Maiden of the Lake. Let's see what he's got. Pretty sure I've got lethal. Yeah, I think so. So we just get rid of one of these, we go face, and then we blow him up. I think I'm right on this. I'm just going to take the risk. I'm not going to do the mathematics on it. I'm pretty sure he's dead. So we just beat him up, 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 and then throw down the Spawn of Shadows. There's the Pile-On to activate the Inspire. And we just need to do that a couple more times and we'll be absolutely golden. Yeah, which is why Spawn of Shadows is great in this duel. Like, it's a win condition, whereas in regular Hearthstone, it maybe wouldn't be. There we go. He's dead. So I think we demonstrated why not getting rid of the Maiden of the Lake is a very, very bad idea. Almost all of the hero powers here are massively overpowered for the cost. Even at 2 mana, they're really good. At 1 mana, spammable, they're insane. Like, if you get into that situation, why even play cards? Just keep hitting the hero power. The chances are you're going to get value. I'm trying to think of something that's not good value for 1 mana out of that, and I'm pretty sure there isn't one. Like, unless you were in a situation where you really didn't want to web wrap something with a strong battle cry, I just don't see why you wouldn't do it. So yeah, that seems like the most effective way of playing Tavern Brawl. Is it the most fun way? I mean, maybe not. I think there's some really cool things. I mean, I saw on Trollden's series that someone actually made a Poison Blade deck and actually made Poison Blade viable using this Tavern Brawl, which I thought was awesome. Really great to see one of the worst cards in the game actually used. But aside from that, you really got to build the deck around a single card. I never really liked doing that. Okay, 2 Bone Guard Lieutenants. I would say yes to that, and I'll probably hold on to the Thought Steel and toss the Spawn of Shadows. Yeah, sure, why not? So, it depends on the hero power we get as to whether or not we play the Bone Guard first. I think starting with the coin really gives you an edge in this, because you can open up with a hero power, and some of them are such huge tempo swings. You know, those 2/2/1s, or there's one that gives you a 3/3. On turn 1, that's really strong. And there's no downside to it, really. And it also rotates your hero power out, so it gives you more options. So I really think that the person that starts with the coin probably gets a bit of an edge here. Let's see what he comes up with. Kvaldia Raider, always nice to have. It's the weird thing about these Inspire-based decks. Like, later on in the game, you just think to yourself, well, you know what, I could throw down a minion, or I could just use 3 hero powers and hope for the best. And just spin the wheel, as it were, and more often than not, it actually works pretty well. It's possible to get screwed, absolutely, but I think for the most part, it's a good bet. So that is actually a really bad opening, because the chances are he's probably not going to play a minion, which means I will not be able to use that, but it doesn't matter, I can get the Bone Guard Lieutenant down and then kill whatever he comes up with, so I'm fine with that. Yeah, ideal, of course, you'd want to start off with a hero power that lets you summon something. Or get a spell, you know, that works too. Or Harvest. Just keep chaining Harvest, that's the best. I've had that happen. I've had Harvest 3 times in a row, and it just gives you such huge ramp. Alright, Mr. Shaman, make your mind up. Come on, you're on turn 1. There's not that many things you can do. Nothing whatsoever. Okay, well, coin Bone Guard Lieutenant is the way to go here, I think. Don't see why not. If he doesn't play a minion next turn, we just play another Bone Guard. If he does, then we crush it. Sounds like a good idea. Wild Magic, okay, so we just play another Bone Guard then. Alright, nasty. Though, potentially with Bone Guards, this isn't too bad. Unless he also has Clear to follow this up, which he shouldn't? I don't know, maybe he runs Forked Lightning. He does. Okay. Don't generally see that, but never mind. Did he actually get that from... No, I mean, he kind of got that from Wild Magic because he's pulled a Priest card. Never mind. Alright, it happens. He got great value out of that. And I get a Lightning Bolt and an Earth Shock. That's not too bad either. He doesn't want to play any minions. I don't blame him. I mean, I've got me Smash. Why would you want to? I guess you got to play something low value. You actually can't play anything. So, that's not too bad for me. Still got that Decimate, which could be a problem. I think in this particular situation, actually, we'd probably go Silverhand Regent because that's a pretty good anti-Decimate minion. We'll see. I mean, I'd put down a 5-drop here if I had one rather than using Decimate. But the thing is, if he puts down a 5-drop, I just kill it. So, it's a good question. What is he going to do? Apparently keep using spells. Alright. That's fine. Mana Tide Totem, well, that's going to get blown up immediately. So, he does get a card out of it, but I'll have to spend 2 mana to get rid of it. Alternatively, I just Earth Shock the thing. Nexus Champion Sarad. Don't want to put it out with Decimate out right now. Don't really want to put out anything, actually. Thinking about just... If I do Lightning Bolts, then my follow-up is Mind Games, which is... maybe okay? Alternatively, I me smash, but then I don't have a play option. So I think we hold on to that for a stronger minion and just go mind games. Not bad. Could be worse. It's a minion. You know? I may get some more overload stuff if I get wild magic, so you never know. Might be useful. Alright, so he's got 5 mana. So what's my next turn going to look like? It's also going to be a 5 mana turn. Probably Cavaldia. I don't want to play Mucklers. It's best to hold on to Mucklers until you're absolutely sure you can actually activate it. And same with Sarad as well, because Sarad's a prime target. If possible, they're not going to let you keep Sarad up, so you want to hold on to them. Put down some stuff that is threatening but not as crazy and force them to blow that up in some way. Okay, he got Convert and now has one of his own minions back. I mean, sure, why not? Still got that Decimate to worry about here. Hopefully it doesn't have another Forked Lightning. Let's throw down the Cavaldia Raider, and let's see where it goes from there. Of course, Decimate Forked Lightning would clear my board. But I want to be a bit careful about that. That Decimate and not go too crazy on it. There's the Unbound coming out. Does he have... Oh, he created that with Farsight. Oh god, does he have a Forked Lightning follow-up? Oh my god, he does. Unbelievable. It's like, wow, I have exactly what I need in this situation. I converted an Unbound and I got one from a Farsight. I hate you, but okay. Alright, so I think we'll probably best blow that up. Do I want to go Sarad here? Maybe. We get guaranteed value out of Sarad. I'm a bit concerned about it just getting Earth-shocked, but we kill something and we get a spell, which is not too bad. Hellfire. Alright. And we both get Flamewaker Acolytes from the Major Domo here. So he can't kill that right now, but he's probably got a spell in his hand that'll let him do it. He seems very spell-heavy, so... First things first, he's using that. Okay, he gets another Major Domo, which obviously doesn't get rid of Sarad. He does have an answer, of course he does. I guess that's to be expected. This Hellfire will be useful next turn to clear out those Flamewaker Acolytes. Hello, Maiden of the Lake. Okay, I think it might be spam time. I mean, 4 hero powers? Why the hell would we not if we get the option to do that? Let's go for it. Let's get some minions. And let's pile on. Recruiter? Ah, we wasted his fencing coach. That's pretty good. I think here, actually, Earthshock is probably better than using the... Open the gates, because I just don't want him to be able to buff that up too much more. So I'm going to Earthshock that, and then we'll go with it. Alright, decent board. I mean, it's not like they're not going to kill the Maiden of the Lake, but I got a lot of value out of the Maiden, so I don't really care too much. And I've got another one anyway. Oh, the Decimate. That sucks. Web Wrap, thankfully... Oh, wipes the entire board. Good lord. Man, he should go to Vegas at this point. It's working out really well for him. Alright, well that sucks, but we do now have a Hellfire target, so that might not be a bad idea. Playing Mucklers? No. Hellfiring his entire board? Yeah, absolutely. Alright, he's got Web Wrap, so let's get some stuff on the board that will deal with that. And I now have Web Wrap, which is cool for me, and we'll put down the Light Well as well for the healing. There we go. Alright, that works. I do not see a problem with this position. That seems very good to me. No issues. Web Wrap gets rid of a 1-1. Absolutely useless. He has a Doom Hammer. Okay. And an Earthshock. Alright. Spell City, this guy. And he's doing pretty well. You gotta give him that. Although I think my board presence is gonna help a lot. He's actually just going for the kill. Which is a good idea. Although, he may be about to regret that. Oh my god. Okay, can he kill me next turn? Because I have Mucklers Champion, and I can't use it! Damn! Because of Web Wrap. Oh, you sneaky son of a... Smart guy, actually. Very smart guy. Not playing a minion to make sure I can't trigger a crazy combo. He may have me next turn. Alright, well... Let's set up the Maiden, I suppose. And the Spawn. Spawn would actually kill me. Let's not do that. Do I want to throw down Mucklers Champion as well? And risk that he has another clear? Because, I mean, he can kill Mucklers Champion. I do have another one, though. I have another one. So, okay, this is bait, because I have another one. The thing is, though, the way he can avoid this is just to make sure that he doesn't play a minion next turn. But then again, if he doesn't play a minion next turn, I just overwhelm him. Then again, if he has Rockbiter, I am pretty much dead anyway. So, I don't know, we'll see. So basically the hope is he doesn't have a giant AoE here. And that he has to focus on trying to kill my Muckless champion, and then I play my other Muckless champion and then kill him. It's a pretty desperate situation one way or the other. Now that's not lethal. That is. Okay, so we just had a bunch of spells. Alright. Well, I guess that works. He played that well, and got the ideal combos, but hey, you know, that's Tavern Brawl. Sometimes you get the absolute ideal hero power combinations. That works, though. It's actually quite surprising to see a Shaman deck with barely any Inspire in it. It just seems to be reliant on a lot of good spells and control. Cool. Hey, if you can play it that way, by all means. Why not? You know, I wonder if you could go for a kind of token-focused deck as well, considering how many of those hero powers summon minions. Now, I think that going, like, mass buffs would be pretty good. Obviously, throw the Muckless Champion in there as well, but maybe even consider Raid Leader, Stormwind Champion, Flame Tongue Totem, Direwolf Alpha, that kind of thing. That might work pretty well. I mean, hell, running competitive spirits in this in a Paladin deck would be great. Okay, what do we got? Power Glory can probably go away, throw away one of the Mind Games, and go with the rest. There we go. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. If we do that Murloc Shaman towards the end of the video, I think we definitely have to go competitive spirit and go insane token with it. Okay. Do you coin harvest? I think you do, actually. I think that's really good. Also, it means his Decimate doesn't have a target. Cogmaster on the way out. Okay, so this just looks like a mech mage. Alright, well, let's ramp. I mean, we get card advantage and mana advantage. I don't see why you wouldn't do that. There we go. Shame I don't have a follow-up on that. Okay, well, we can blow something up next turn. So if he plays... Well, I mean, it's probably going to be the Chugga Chugga. If he plays that, maybe blow that up. Oh, get rid of the Mech Warper, absolutely. Yeah. I don't mind either of these dying to this. Although... Do I have a really good 3-mana turn? Not really. I don't want this to get out of control. One of these has got to go away. I was hoping to kill the Mech Warper, but never mind. We're Brap to maybe bump that back. It's either that or Thought Steal. That was really all I had. Unstable Portal, okay, so a bit of a slow turn for him unless he's able to get a 4-drop out of that, and he does. That needs to go away before that gets too crazy. What do we do here? Mind Games? We need some board presence. Just spamming hero powers. I don't know, with his Decimate out, spamming hero powers maybe isn't the worst idea ever. Okay, let's spam hero powers for the time being. And we can pile on. Okay, so that might be terrible for me. That's okay. That's not the worst thing to ever happen, although it is going to get decimated, but that was going to happen sooner rather than later. Yeah, the annoying thing about that is that he got a Divine Shield minion, so he gets that for free, basically. So he got good value out of that. Mech Warper's back. Gets the buff. Yeah, I've got another pile on as well. I'm not convinced by that. Okay, this could get very bad very fast. I think we just roll the dice. Oh my. A new acquisition. Oh my god! That went well. Let's do that again. It is a bagel. Alright, well. As well, probably both ends of the spectrum there, but hey. I mean, that's not bad. Obviously, he's going to kill a Palatras, but I got a Deathwing out of it, so unless he has a Polymorph, I should be in good shape. Actually surprised he killed that rather than using his... Oh, he's just going to control it for the time being. Alright. Okay. Makes sense. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's a bunch of nonsense, so... I mean, he's got to kill the Palatras. I do now have the ability to Shadow of Death that. Is he going face and letting me do that again? Really? I think he's just going for the kill. And considering he's frozen that, I don't really blame him. I need the board clear. And I don't know if I can do it. Okay, I think we at least throw down one Jeering Crowd. Just to see what other legendary we get. I don't know if we pile on here. Don't think we do. We need to get rid of that big threat. Nice. Okay. I'm on 13. Like, he's probably got lethal. I have to eliminate this. That must die. There's no doubt. And, of course, we need to get rid of this because it's the only thing we can get rid of. Alright, so he doesn't have lethal right now, but... I mean, if he has a spell, I'm just dead. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If he has a fireball, I just die immediately. Can he keep controlling the Deathwing, I wonder, is the question. Apparently, yes, he can. I mean, thanks for the copy of that. I'll take that, sure. He's got to fill my hand, isn't he? I'm gonna get milled. I mean, he can't possibly leave the Palatrus alive. That would be insane. Oh, interesting. I mean, I could strip his deck with that, but he's also going to set up some pretty bad lethal. I can actually emergency coolant that thing. Can I survive, though? There's the poison cloud coming out. So he's looking to... He doesn't really get anything out of that. Okay. Alright, so I can really burn him kind of badly here, but I don't know if I can clear his board and stay out of lethal range. That's the main problem I have at this point. So, let's see. What's the best way? So I don't have any way of silencing that. No, so that's still frozen. There's no way around that. I can freeze his Fel Reaver, which is great. I can clear most of his board, but maybe not enough to live. Oh, I burned a fireball. That's great. And his Antonidas. That's awesome. Okay. What else can I do? So I can risk some hero powers and hope for the big board clear. I can throw down a light well. That probably won't help me. Tournament Medic will, though. That'll give me 2. I think Tournament Medic pile on is maybe the way to go. Although, if I give him a strong minion, I just killed myself. So, let's take the risk. That was a Mind Games, not a Tournament Medic. Oh, well, screw that plan. Completely messed that one up. Nice job, you idiot. Let's get a Legendary and hope for the best. That was pretty bad, and I think we're dead now. Yeah, we just killed ourselves. I'm dumb! I need better glasses. I actually, that technically wasn't lethal, but the chances are he had a spell and he would have just buffed that up. Oh, I'm so dumb. What were the chances of him having so much freeze? But even that, I don't think it would have mattered, because the Deathwing... No, the Deathwing would have made a lot of difference. Oh, if I'd played the Tournament Medic instead of Mind Gaming, I would have been fine. It's like, I want to play the Tournament Medic, and just dragged in the card from next to it. So stupid. Dumb, 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 dumb. That was, at least that was a fun result from Palatrus, you gotta admit. Yeah, I was just getting straight up beat down there. It's an interesting idea, actually, to sort of go against the meta of just spamming that hero power button. That you could probably just, you know, just play some strong early cards, go for a strong deck, and hope that the opponent doesn't get the clear. And if they don't get the clear, as in they don't get the Desolate and things like that, then you win. That works. Okay, we can ramp. That's good. That'll be fun. I think Coin Harvest is good. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Well, he's not going to have an option, most likely. Thank you. Alright, Coin Harvest. Sure, why not? Get a Power Word Glory. Not going to help me here, but hey. And a couple of Power Word Glories. Hell, if I'd got those earlier, that would have been nice as well. Last game, I could have really slowed him down with that. Alright, so 3-drop. Do we want to throw down those 2/2/1s? Not with a Knife Juggler, no. I think probably Thought Steal here. Guess there's an Ancient of War and an Innovate. Oh my. There's some interesting possibilities, isn't there? I was almost considering innovating and throwing down that Power Word Glory on him, but... No, not right now. But yeah, I don't really want to be throwing down these 2/1s yet. I could hold down the Innovate and then go for the Ancient. That would be awesome on turn 5. We just put down the Lightwell. Probably just the Lightwell and... Yeah. Maybe put the Bone Minions down just to see. Alternatively, we put down the Bone Guard Lieutenant. I think maybe the Bone Guard Lieutenant's better here. You know, give him some targets that can actually take the hits. Because if he just plays a bunch of minions next turn and then I lose these Bone Minions to Knives, that's kind of pointless. It's not like it was a lot of mana invested, but still. Looking for that Innovate Ancient of War next turn, possibly. Oh yeah, by all means, use the Silence right now. Sure, I'm cool with that. Oh my. Now things are getting very interesting. Astral Communion, okay. Astral Communion. Oh my god, that's amazing! I keep forgetting because you can spam your hero power after that. I never thought of that. That's nuts. He's gonna get 5 hero powers off that. Unbelievable. That's so good. Like, you can get card draw off it too. What a cool idea. I never thought about that. Unbelievable. Look at that board. Oh my. Now he's just gonna... I mean, he's got like web wrap now, so I can't throw down my Ancient of War. Because he's just gonna get rid of it. And he innovates off the back of that! And thought... Oh my... Right, this guy... That was insane. Okay, what the hell do we do now? Probably throw down a couple of Power Word Glories. Try and fill out our board and hope for the best, I think. That seems like the way to go. That seems like the only way to go at the moment. Do I want to throw down 2 hero powers? Yeah, probably. If we want to reduce the effectiveness of web wrap, we want to be spawning a bunch of little dudes. There we go. We could innovate off the back of that for a pylon, but it doesn't matter, because we don't have the space to do that. Alternatively, innovate for another Powered Glory. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the best I can really do then. So now he can just use 5 hero powers over and over again. If he draws Maiden of the Lake, I am absolutely boned. He steals my Lightwell. Of course. Why not? Uses a spell steal to steal a spell steal card. I mean, yeah, gets rid of my best card off the board. Sure, why not? I mean, why would you not? And now he's just going to knife all the Bone Guard. Oh, I hate this man. Please web wrap my Lightwell. I'd really... No, of course not. We're not going to be doing that. We're going to be filling our hand full of absolute tosh. Oh, this is the saltiest game to date. And he gets the Toxitron one. That is really good. Okay, this is awful. So I think we have to think about throwing down the Ancient of War now, or alternatively we can spam for clears. Pylon here is good. I think maybe we do spam for clears. And we just got Main in the Lake. Okay, big deal, big deal, big deal. And is there any Inspire Minion I want to throw down here? Not really. Please don't give me that again. Oh, hello, hello. That's a bit of clear. Not ideal, but... Ah, and we run short. Ah, it doesn't matter though. We can actually empty this board. So if we use 1, that lets us summon 1 and rotate out another. Plus we can innovate 2 more if we get the right stuff. Hello. Okay, now we're in business. All right, so we get rid of that. There we go. And then we play down one of these. And what do we get? Something good? Hello, Decimate. That's not too terrible here. Start of my turn, dealer. Okay, I'm going to innovate into more of this. There we go. So we do one of these, and we get Jeering Crowd, which is bad. Power Glory down? Power Glory down, probably. Yeah. Please don't tell me no, I didn't do that on the same one. That would have been dumb. Okay. Alright, that works. I mean, obviously he's going to get rid of this, but I swung things kind of back in my favor. And I also opened myself up for some cool stuff. So everything he's got on the board is dead unless he kills this. The problem is he's going to be able to clear it anyway. At least I get a bunch of health back from this, you know? It's like I get 8 health back, so that puts me back into the game. Toxitron kills like half of my board, some of his board. He has Electron. Oh, that's very, very bad. Because I don't... Oh, actually, no, it's not too bad. I mean, Sarad could work off that, and 1 mana Mind Games isn't anything to be sniffed at. Yeah, so he's going to lose a bit of his board. Obviously, I'm going to lose some of mine too, but it's not the worst thing that could ever happen. Okay, he's got rid of that. Okay, let's see what we can go from here. So, the 1 mana Mind Games is probably worth doing while we can. That was not brilliant. So Sarad's not really an option. Actually, don't really have that many options other than pull the lever, I think, and hope for the best. Okay, we're going to pull the lever 3 times. Makes more sense, I think. Hello. That's a possibility. Can't clear that out of the way, so here's hoping it hits a good thing. And it did. So he's probably got more spells than I do. And one of these. These are usually good. Okay. Yeah. Alright, sure. That's the best I'm getting out of it right now. Do I want to leave this 1-1 live? If I do and he gets the Toxic Cloud, that would suck. And he'd get extra stuff. So let's get rid of it. Probably should have just thrown that away too, but... I don't know, do you play around the possibility of him getting the Toxic Cloud? Maybe you do. Well, as it turns out, that was the right move. Probably should have thrown away both of those minions then. Or just not attacked with the 2-2. So he's going to get a couple of slimes from that. He probably just kills my Toxitron now, I would think. We're still not in an awful position. Looking for some combo potential. My Pelitras is very expensive, unfortunately. I'm going to need to wait till turn 9 to guarantee that I can get value out of her. Give Aldi a Raider. Okay, I think we just need stuff on the board now, don't we? Do we play Kodo Rider and summon a Kodo? That's not brilliant. We can risk Wild Magic and hope that it gives us what we need to get rid of him. I mean, it's a... What am I going to get that really gets rid of him? Alternatively, we just throw down the Ancient of War and stall him. The problem with throwing down the Ancient of War is that it's actually quite likely that it can just rotate round to something that can get rid of it, like a Web Wrap or Desolate combo. But we'll see. I mean, the hope is that he gets all jammed up on his board with Jeering Crowd and that he can't do much after that. He gets the poison. That's going to not really help him here. So he's going to have to run some minions into that. So it looks like that is going to be successful. It's going to do what I wanted, slow him down. We can go Pelitras next turn into a legendary plus a spell. Not bad. There's the Poison Cloud going off. Jeering Crowd, that's useless to him here. Well, actually, that's not true. He's got 6, not 7. We're still in it. We're still in it. I'm liking it so far. Are you kidding me? You grabbed that too? Oh dear. That is not good at all. That is going to have to go, and I don't know if I can get rid of it. And he pulls the Desolate. So, playing big minions next turn, not an option. Things are not going well. And even if it was, he's now got a Patient Assassin out of nowhere. So, this is all a very bad thing. I think we have to summon random spells and hope for the best here. And we get Poison Seeds, which is kind of good. Ish. I mean, it gives him a bunch of 2-2s, but it does get rid of his powerful stuff, so that's not too bad, I suppose. Do we want to Poison Seeds off this? I suppose we do. If he holds on to that, he basically has lethal, so I need to get rid of that. So we can play a Silverhand Regent, or we can me smash. Let's just play the Silverhand Regent, I think. And I'm still probably dead. If he pulls a Force of Nature here, not Force of Nature, sorry, Savage Roar, then I just die immediately, but... I need that board clear. You know, I'm thinking if you wanted to design something around this, you probably want to be thinking more about board clear than anything else. Because there are these situations where your board can just get filled up with nonsense. Gets a Harvest out of that. That's good for him. Draws a card. Gets him... Alright, he's stuck now. Okay. That's actually good for me, in a way, because he can't play anything crazier. But unless I draw board clear, it doesn't matter. He's going to win anyway. I don't have a board clear. I'd have to try and summon one out of nowhere. Which is hard enough in and of itself. Can hope for the big Decimate combo. He's changed himself over to Shadow form. That's interesting. And now it's Jeering Crowd. Okay. Alright. Okay, so what's the best chance of actually not dying next turn? We can go Tournament Medic and spam Hero Power, which would get us 6 health and hopefully clear his board. Alternatively, we can spam Hero Power and hopefully just win and clear his board out from there. I don't think there's any single card I can play here that's going to save my ass. We could Thought Steal, which would give up 2 Hero Powers for the potential of a board clear. Or some kind of big spell. Let's roll the dice on that. That's useless. Absolutely useless. Maybe worth rolling the dice, but... Oh, Harvest. Do I have maximum hand size right now? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I do. Everything is going wrong on this one, I'm afraid. Yep, we are dead. That didn't work out well at all. Ouch. I'm not got a single chance to do a Muckless champion all game. That's really disappointing. Alright, so let's maybe shake things up a little bit, and let's do something with a paladin, perhaps. Let's do an insufferable Murloc deck. And what we're going to do is try and focus it around just mass buffs. So we want Competitive Spirit, obviously. Probably want Avenge. Avenge is pretty good. And we're focusing around the idea of Murlocs and tokens. So, first things first, obviously 2 Murloc Knights. I mean, why the hell would you not? Grimscale Oracle, yep. Might want to just pick the best Murlocs here, but we'll see. Murloc Tidecaller, yep. Tidehunter, we'll come back to that. Puddle Stomper, Cold Light for draw. Cold Light Seer, yes. Murkai, Murloc War Leader. Probably take the Tidehunter. I think at this point you do take all Murlocs, but I'm thinking, like, is there a better way to buff things up? Because there's going to be a lot of tokens coming down on our side. Can we build something that would benefit from that? What benefits from a lot of tokens? Okay, well, I think every time you summon a minion, so you're looking at something like the Knife Juggler. Summon a minion. Let's see what else there is. Sword of Justice, obviously. That sucks. Let's see. Knife Jugglers, absolutely, would be good in this deck. What else are we looking at? Not so keen on that. We're not going to be summoning Pirates, so that's not going to help. Grim Patron. I think we go with 2 of those Mucklers. Yeah, I think that seems like the way to go. So, 2 more Muckless champions. Probably 2 maidens, because, I mean, why would you not roll that? And we have 1 more card. What should we use for that? Maybe 1 Divine Favor? Like, something to buff up everything would be great, but I don't know if we're going to be able to maintain a board presence to do that. Maybe 1 Stormwind champion wouldn't be the worst idea ever. You know what would be really fun? Moga the Ogre. Or alternatively, we just put in Sarad. Probably Sarad. Moga the Ogre would be pretty funny, I think. Probably for all the wrong reasons, but yeah. Alright, let's go with this insufferable Murloc deck. So we're focusing kind of on tokens. Although I think you'd probably have a much, much better... You could do a Bloodlust deck with this. You could do a Savage Roar deck using this principle. Bearing in mind that a lot of those hero powers that you get are about summoning minions, so it's quite easy to fill a board out. I wonder if this guy has the same idea. It's entirely possible. Guess we'll find out. Alright, I like the competitive spirit. I think we toss these and we look for that 1-drop Murloc, which we actually don't get, but we do get a Tidehunter, so that's not too bad. We could turn 1 Avenge, depends what we get. Let's see. So we got Jeering Crowd, which kind of is terrible. He gets Harvest, which he can't use yet, so that's not too bad. So Coin, Murloc Tidehunter. Alternatively, yeah, Murloc Tidecaller is better here. Because we can go turn 2. Actually, Coin Avenge out of this. Coin Avenge. Yeah, and turn 2 Murloc Tidehunter. Don't want to go Competitive Spirit, because that's just buffs 1 thing. Yeah, I like that. That works pretty well. And then we get those little tokens out, and Avenge will work really well there. So the question is, does he play slow? If he plays slow, he might be in trouble. He's not going to play slow. Totally get that. Makes sense. So we're going to go for Murloc Tidehunter. And then probably just kill that before it gets too out of control and trades to... Or do we just want to go aggro? I mean, it's a Murloc deck. We really should just be going aggro, right? Face is the place. Yeah, let's do that. He may also be worried that this is noble sacrifice, so he might get a bit spooked by that. He might get the double buffs up this, which would not be brilliant, but hey. Let's see what he decides to do with it. Is he going to throw it at the 3-2? That's a big threat. Yep, he is. Okay, triggers my Avenge. I'll take that buff, absolutely. Alright, another Sword of Justice. There. I mean, maybe we play it now while the game's a bit slower. Ah, he got me smashed. That is not ideal. Yeah, that's really bad. I think we just face. Because that's gonna die. We've understood that. I think we... Do we use one charge to get rid of a 1-1? No. I'm gonna regret doing that. It's like, oh, I now play a raid leader. There's me smash, gets rid of my 5-3. That sucks. But it is what it is. Decimate. Ah, the Saboteur. Alright, well, I'm actually not that worried, because I didn't have an intention of using that this turn anyway, but... Murloc Knight, not something to play now. We need to hold on to that. So let's get some cards. Avenger's pretty much fine to play here, I think. Yeah, because there's nothing else on the board. Might as well get it out there, set it up for a later turn. Of course, you could just decimate and run one of the 1-1s in, but that's the nature of the beast. At least he's burned one of his 2 Saboteurs before... Oh, there's the Knife Juggler. Knife Juggler decimate. Then Jeering Crowd and knife my 3-1. I hate you. I don't like you at all. Alright, well, this is bad. This is really awful. And that doesn't help at all. Okay, I think it's hero power time. I think that's pretty much all we got. Rotate this hero power out, try and get something good. Okay, not bad. I'll take that. That gets me 1 more hero power. Do I want to do another Jeering Crowd here? Or do I want to play 2 Grimscale Oracles, which are instantly going to die next turn? I'm not going to play that. Competitive Spirit. The Jeering Crowd, we get a buff on the other guy, so let's go with that, and then we'll take a swing, get rid of his 1-1. Alright. A little bit of ramp to catch up with where he is. This is still pretty bad. I wonder if Murlocs do suck, actually, in this game mode, just because of how easy it is to respond with crazy amounts of stuff. Maybe Murlocs are bad. I think it comes down to luck, of course, as to which one of those you summon. Well, he's still very much ahead, and playing 1-1s now is not an option. He's got one of those, alright. Murloc Knight? Ew. This is all not good. I think we're just dead, actually. Unless I get clear. But 3... Yeah, because he's just gonna spam and kill me. Yeah, I think it's down to getting a clear. That's the only chance we have. Because otherwise we're just dead. Me smash. Depends on what it hits. That was the worst. We're screwed. Yep, he can just buff those up repeatedly and now kill me, so... That was awful! Not a great outing for the Murloc deck at all. That went completely wrong, but we'll give it another shot. I was definitely hoping for better than that. A lot of that came down to not having the right hero powers. But, hey, that's Brawl. Let's give it 1 or 2 more attempts, at least. I miss my Pelotras, though. She's a lot of fun. Okay, Hunter. Yes, people can just play face in this mode, but it doesn't actually work that well. It depends how lucky they get. Okay... yeah. Definitely depends on how lucky they get. Because they can instantly just summon a bunch of stuff and murder you. Depends what hero power they get. Okay, well he gets a murder one, so do I, though. Coin Knife Juggler into hero power is really good here, so I like that. That actually counters his hero power very well. But of course, if he has an arcane shot, that's a non-issue. Unless we'll see what happens. Okay. Yep, that's really good for me. As I can now hero power and hopefully kill both of his dudes. That would be awesome if we manage that. Let's see what happens. 1 and 2. doesn't get much better than that. Perfect. That was the scenario I was kind of envisioning with that guy. A couple of Cold Light Seers, always nice, but I don't have any Murlocs yet. That is going to kill all my dudes, because that is an explosive trap, which is why we go Competitive Spirit instead to buff some of our stuff up a little bit. So I can keep the... I can keep that alive. I mean, there's no way that's not. Okay, let's play a bit patient. Let's get some buffs. I hope I'm right. I very much hope I'm right. I'm pretty sure I am. So we use the Competitive Spirit to buff those 2 minions past the explosion. Continue to build our board. And the thing is, if I get Cold Light Seer out here, that'll be pretty good too. Shame it doesn't buff these guys. Me Smash, that would suck, but hopefully it hits one of the tokens. Right, that's another one, okay. That triggers. God, if we could only get another one, that would be great. Grimscale Oracle. Oh, I think we have to trigger it now, don't we? So that buffed that, but these two die anyway. So maybe that was just the wrong call. I should have probably just triggered it and just gone from there, but... Do we play the Cold Light Seer? Let me think. No, I think he's stalling me too much if I do that. I'm gonna just have to accept that these are gonna die. Hopefully it triggers both a freezing trap and that. Which it won't. Never mind. There's the freezing trap. That's missed. Oh, no, 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 no! Yeah, go face. Okay, that's, I can deal with that. That's fine. Don't mind that. That is okay. Absolutely. Grimscale or Cold Light here? Well, we can do both. That Cold Light out. And the Grimscale. There we go. Alright. Face, face, face. Just get some numbers out on the board to see whether or not we can make sure me Smash doesn't hit anything important. Ow. Eh. Well, he's not a Murloc, I guess. It's not the worst thing that could have ever happened. Murloc Knight would be pretty cool, but if I can't trigger him, there's no point. Alright, now we're playing clear the board, alright. That's fine. It is what it is. Okay, that sort of negates my me Smash, which is not brilliant, but... Okay, we got a... What can we do here? Murloc Tidehunter Cold Light Seer. I like that. Yeah, I definitely like that. I was thinking of doing Tidecaller here, but I think this is much better. There we go. Buff, buff, buff again, and just go face. Ignore the little minions right now. Force him to trade, slow him down. Alright. This is maybe one of the situations where you want to start rolling the dice to see if you get the board clear hero power. He runs Cobra Shot. Okay. I mean, that's fine. Because that's a lot of mana for not a lot of benefit, so I'll take that. What did he kill with it? My Cold Light Seer? It's weird that he would do that. Because the Cold Light Seer doesn't actually have a benefit. Once it's played, that's kind of, you know, it's kind of done by that point. Alright, he's lowering it for the trap. I get that. Okay. Well, thankfully, we have another Cold Light Seer, so that's not really not going to work, is it? So, do we want to go Tidecaller Cold Light Seer? I think we do. Yeah, we absolutely do. And next turn, Muckless Champion could win us the game. There we go. All buffed up. And no Explosive Trap is going to help you here. There we go. Great. And he's now very dead, I think. He's probably just going to roll the dice to see if he can get a clear. So it does work. It does work in certain situations. Especially if you have a very good opening like that. Contemplate your demise. You're out of explosive traps. Ram Wrangler into... Not helpful at all. GG. I am very sorry. Oh, I just got my Maiden of the Lake too. Oh, well, never mind. There you go. There's a little bit of Tavern Brawl for you. Lessons to learn from that. Well, board clears are really, really good. Inspire minions are obviously great. Maiden of the Lake can win you games, and Aggro doesn't always work, I suppose is probably the best thing to take from that. It's a fun Tavern Brawl. I hope that they continue to make some good ones, because the amount of repetition that we had over the last couple of months has been pretty boring. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and I will see you next time.